So I'm making bus bars right now for my DC10K that are going on these 426 AH batteries, 2250 cold cranking amps, 5000 amp max at a 5-second pulse. And EXO's my inspiration. I'm not trying to be him, but I'm going to make a little video right now to help you guys out on making bus bars. Of course, I measured the terminal prongs out and then put them on the bar itself and already drilled those out, and it fits. Sometimes you're not perfect and you have to drill the whole little oval shaped but to slide back and forth, but it sits down on this metal piece, so it should be okay. But here's a quick video of actually making a bus bar where I'm drilling out the piece. We're kind of far back right now, but this will give you a little idea of what we're doing. So at the end of the bus bar here is where it goes to the amp. The power comes in from the alternators down here, works across the bats. Then right here I've got 4.0 runs going down underneath the bat bank that go to Maxwell Ultra Power caps. And then at the end, these powers go to the amp. You want the power to go through from the alternator through the batteries to the caps to act like a buffer between the batteries and the amp, and then the amp at the very end. So basically it's got a little laser guide on here that runs up, and I've already measured the holes out. I placed the lugs on here and measured them out to where I wanted them to be, so I'd have the same amount of gap between each lug at the end of each wire that connects to this bus bar. So I just line it up to the laser that comes down and clamp it to the drill press. And it's a good idea to bring it down just to make sure, and you can come to the side and look and see if you're straight. See, I'm not straight, so can't be perfect. It's definitely not a business. We're at home doing this as a hobby. So almost there, a little bit more. That looks good right there. So I'll clamp it down to the bench, the drill press holder, bench holder here. Make sure I'm in a good spot. Looks good. Turn it on. Add a little bit of WD-40 on the aluminum or copper, whatever you use. Helps keep the heat down, temperature down on the blade. Start drilling. And you can watch as you're making the hole, the drill will suck in all that WD-40. It'll go down to the hole. This is a belt-driven $130 plus tax drill I got at Home Depot. So I drilled down about an 1/8 of an inch, or that actually looks more like almost a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch aluminum I'm using for bus bars. And I'll go down a little bit more, let it suck up all that WD-40, and when I see it run dry, I'll lift it up, spray a tad bit more in there, and then go all the way down, straight through. I've done this with hand drills so many times. This thing right here is awesome. It'll make life so much better for you. But nice and easy, slow. If you feel any resistance, pull it back up, starts making noise, sharpen your blade. We got one more hole. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I got 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6. 6 will be the last one. So I've got, because this piece of bar is 42 inches long, so that's how long my battery bank is, I had to have something over here to help hold it up. I built boxes too. You can check out my Instagram at Lance Dorn, LanceDohrn. Look me up on Instagram. Also on Facebook at Treeshade Electronics. There's a little page that I've got where I post some stuff. I'm not really trying to do this as business. I don't have a business license. I might get one eventually, but more just a hobby. It's what I do when I get bored. I'm at home. Take the shavings off. Make sure my laser's lined up. Come to the side, see if we're good. And I started off a little bit off, but I want to keep it the same. And actually, that hole's probably dead on. So, clamp, drill on, spray a little bit of WD-40. Probably can't see from there, but as I'm drilling down, it's pulling all that WD-40 off down into the hole. You kind of want to use a guard or safety glasses or something. I've been going like this because I know my hole's right. So I'll just put this up. I feel a little resistance. I let off, let it cool down a little bit. Spray a little bit more WD-40 down in done several sets of bus bars for smaller setups. This is probably the biggest setup I've done so far, which is a DC 10K amplifier and a double D SS5 5-channel amp for my mids and highs. I'm not using the 5th channel. In my doors, I've got, which you'll see on those 2 places I told you earlier, on my doors I've got 4/8, 2 on each side in the front, and 1 6x9 on each side. And in the back, I've got, in the stock locations, I haven't done back door panels yet, I've got 2 6x5s. All Scar. But I've got them wired down to 2 ohms. So that is my amp. My mid amp is putting out 200 watts. 220 watts per channel, which is cool. It's pretty loud. Bass had to get louder, so I went from 1 sub to 2, adding a second CB315 on a 10,000 watt amp. I'm wiring at 1 ohm, but I'm going to keep a real good eye on it. Set it up so that I'm not actually running 10,000 watts into my 2 1500 watt subs. But there it is. It's not perfect, but it's pretty straight. So we got down here, I've got to the first battery, second battery, third battery, fourth battery, and then I've got 1, 2, 3 runs of 2.0 coming in from my front 2 Dominic Iraqi alternators, 280 amp a piece. Right here I've got, that's going to be my positive to my double D amp. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 runs of 4.0 wire that I'm running down to my Maxwell Ultra caps. I've got 2 banks of those. I'm looking for 2 more to make it 4. And at the end, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs of 2.0 going to my DC 10K. I'm going to put another hole right here, and that's going to go to my 2 switches. Both my amps are on switches to the front because I run in Mecca. I'm trying to compete this year. It's my first year competing. I've learned all this year, which I've always been handy, but this is all from this year that I've gained this knowledge. Most of it off of EXO and other YouTube channels, and then I'm on a team Full Tilt, and then I was on an audio group, still am in an audio group called DefPL. Sean Mayo and them have helped me out a lot, and of course the judges at Mecca have answered tons of questions. But anyhow, back to this. That'll be the positive, so I'm still 1 hole down. I might actually put 2 holes down. I got the DC amp, 5-channel amp, and then I've got my switches, which will also power my voltmeters, which I have 1 voltmeter that comes off the positive terminal, 1 voltmeter that comes off the alternators, and then 1 voltmeter that comes off the amp itself. So it'll be 3 voltmeters, but I only need 1 in the back, 1 switch. The rest of the switches will come from the amplifier and then from the alternator itself. But yeah, there's your positive bus bar. This really isn't that hard. I mean, it makes a little bit of a mess, but there's the 4 batteries. So this sucker will go just like that on top, and then I'll have my 3 positives coming in, which will be 4 eventually. I'm going to run another run, and I'll make a small bus bar out of my old bus bars right here. These will go in between my 2 front alternators, which I'll cut it down. I'll probably cut this piece right here between that hole and that hole, cut it out, half of that, and put it on the back of the alternator, and then I can run my 3 runs for now to the back battery bank. There's my 8-inch port, Aero ports, the Versatune I got from Big Ass Ports. Big shout out to them for hooking me up with this thing. It's been awesome. The old box, this box down here, you can't really see that well, but I got 150.6 on the windshield with 115 on 1900 watts. And then in Mecca, you can look up the Mecca stats. I think currently have the 2nd best score this year in Mecca S2, which is a 149.4 at the headrest with the door open. My Blazer actually does better sealed on the window. When you open the door, it drops a little bit. I've been told it's because I did it right, but you know, I'm so new to this, I don't honestly know the truth to that. But either way, one more time, big shout out to EXO for being such a cool dude and making videos and helping out all the people like me that just have too much time on their hands and want to pick up a hobby. So that's what I've done. Again, from EXO and a couple other people. This is my bus bars, or my fuse block, which will have 6 200 amp fuses going 6 2.0 wires from my bus bar, those 6, to my amplifier. But yeah, maybe in the future I'll continue to make videos and people will watch them. Who knows? Either way, good luck, guys.